Hi, everybody. I am Deborah Dondelinger,
I'm Sunday Cote.
and this is our second video where we are going to be doing some tapping and spiritual practice, looking at all the stuff that's going on that's affecting us personally. I am an EFT practitioner, and Reverend Cote is a what do you call yourself, Sunday? What sort of minister are you? Yeah,
I'm a minister with Centers for Spiritual Living, truth
nice.
tell minister.
Yeah, and our format is to spend about half an hour, with about 15 minutes tapping, and tapping is a tool that helps us calm down, de-stress, and process difficult stuff. It's a great way to deal with unpleasant thoughts and feelings and body sensations, and you'll be tapping with us for the next 15 minutes. And then after that, Sunday, what are you going to do with us for the second half?
Well, our vision for this is really to kind of deal with the individual trauma or challenges that we might be having in this moment, and then also just use the collective power that we might have to set intention to create good in the world. And so we'll do some spiritual practice of using our collective field to create an intention for how we want to experience our future.
Nice. And those of you who know about Myers-Briggs, I'm an ENFP and Sunday is an INFJ. So you're getting this full complement of exploring things from a in and out perspective and a personal and a collective. So that's why we've teamed up, because we bring the best of both worlds to the conversation. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to be doing some tapping, and what's our subject, Sunday?
Yeah, so I was just going to tap into what's going on in the week, and there's a lot going on this week, but one of the most significant things I think has been the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg,
Mm-hmm.
and just the great grief and sadness around that, but also I know for me personally a sense of powerlessness and some anger about how her seat might be filled, and how um, you know the process of how that's happening
Mm-hmm.
um, feels really you know scary to me in lots of
Mm-hmm.
ways. And
Mm-hmm.
so just that powerlessness of this process, and just how she was such a pivotal and instrumental uh, champion for women's rights, for LGBTQ rights, for minority rights, for all of our rights. And so really wanting to know that position is filled with somebody that it can maintain the legacy of the civil rights that she moved forward so powerfully.
So if I say to you, imagine that the position isn't filled in a way that brings integrity to the position, what happens in your body? Where's the unease? I imagine it spikes, but where do you notice it in your body?
Mm. Yeah, probably my solar plexus,
Mm-hmm.
my heart, just a tightening there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And 0 to 10, where 10 is really high and 0 is nothing, what number would you give it?
I would say a 7.
Yeah. So, and for those of you watching, you just sort of guess on the number. You're not going to be wrong, but it's the reason we give a number is to notice whether our intensity is getting higher or getting lower or staying the same. And it doesn't matter what happens, but tracking that helps us know where to go with the tapping. So, all right. And when we tap, we can exaggerate and we can say the negative things because we actually are excavating the dirty stuff. So you'll notice in a second why I say that. So we're tapping on 8 points: the side of the hand, beginning of the eyebrow, side of the eye, under the eye. These are all on the bone, under the nose, chin, collarbone, and along the brow line. And I will say something, and Sunday will repeat after me, and she can change the language if it doesn't suit her. So, all right, side of the hand. Even though I don't know what's going to happen with this Supreme Court seat,
Even though I don't know what's going to happen with the Supreme Court seat,
and every cell of my body wants it to be a good pick.
every cell of my body wants it to be a good pick.
And part of me is really scared that it's not.
And part of me is really scared that it's not.
Yeah, that it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
Deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
And can you say that and mean it when you say that second part, the affirmative part? Yeah.
Yeah, accept
Yeah.
myself anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even though this Supreme Court seat is incredibly important,
Even though this Supreme Court seat is incredibly important.
and I have no control, it feels like.
I have no control, feels
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. there's nothing I can do.
There's nothing I can do.
That's what part of me feels.
That's what part of me feels.
Yeah, part of me wants to hold this intention that we get a really good justice.
Part of me wants to hold the intention that we get a really good justice.
Yeah, even though I feel this tension in my solar plexus and my heart.
You know, I feel this tension in my solar plexus and my heart.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Yeah, on the eyebrow, feeling powerless.
Feeling powerless.
Side of the eye. This is a really big deal.
This is a really big deal.
Yeah, and I have no control.
I have no control.
Under the nose, and I don't trust our government.
I don't trust the current administration.
Good, yeah. Chin point, I don't trust the current administration.
I don't trust the current administration.
Collarbone, it's a really uncomfortable feeling to not trust the current administration.
The uncomfortable, scary feeling to not trust the current administration.
Yeah, under the arm, it's really scary because I see the implications.
It's really scary because I can see the implications.
Top of the head, it's a really big deal.
It's a really big deal.
Yeah, keep going through the points. This tension in my belly.
Tension in my belly.
Side of the eye, this pain in my heart.
This pain in my heart.
Under the eye, this heavy feeling.
This heavy feeling.
This love I have for our country.
The love I have for our country.
Every single person in the world.
Every single person in the world.
Yeah. I want to know we're all going to be okay.
I want to know we're all going to be okay.
Yeah. And this, the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg has been a shock.
The passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg has been a shock.
And I want us to do better.
I want us to do better.
Yeah. Good. Relax your hands, gentle breath. And I sort of bounced around to a couple different aspects, but what are you noticing?
Yeah, I really noticed that when we were tapping about, like, around the current administration and the distrust and the, there's that sense of, there's a lot of energy around the anger of, yeah.
Yeah. So what I wanted to tap on is those stupid idiots who are messing things up. And when you tap, you can do that. You can say, yeah. So should we? Yeah. Okay. Side of the hand. Even though I'm really angry.
Even though I'm really angry.
Yeah. At these stupid ass leaders who are making a lot of mistakes. Yeah. And
that are
collapsing
our government.
They're collapsing our government. Yeah. And I only see their selfishness.
I see their selfishness.
Yeah. And I see their fill in the blank.
I see their fear.
Yeah.
I see their lust for power.
Yeah.
I see their power grab because of their own sense of separation.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the kitty cat's joining us. Yeah. Can you keep tapping?
Live TV, folks.
Yeah. I see how, they are separate from source, or they feel separate from source. Yeah. I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
As I notice how I see their limitations.
I notice how I see their limitations.
I also see the vision for something better.
I also see the vision for something better.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be caught up in their fear.
I don't want to be caught up or, I don't want to be caught up in their fear or be subject to it.
Yeah. But part of me is really angry.
Part of me is really angry.
Because I feel like I have no control.
I feel like I have no control.
Yeah. Moving through the points. These old white men.
These old white men.
Operating out of fear.
Operating out of fear.
Yeah. They're following what feels right to them.
They're following what feels right to them.
Yeah, but it's affecting the rest of us.
It's affecting the rest of us.
They think they're doing what's right.
they, they think they're doing what is good for them.
Mm-hmm. Some of them might be doing what they think is right.
Some of them might be doing what they think is right.
And some of them are just looking out for themselves.
And some of them are looking out for themselves.
Yeah. Okay, stop there. Another gentle breath. It's really interesting, the judgments around, what we're willing to feel and notice and say. Yeah. So going back to the original, just the grief and sadness and sense of powerlessness around Ruth Bader Ginsburg dying, what do you notice now? Does it feel more intense, or do you feel like you have more space?
Yeah, I think space is probably a good word. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay for us to feel grief and sadness,
Mm-hmm.
it's that sense of powerlessness that,
Mm-hmm.
can make it not a healthy thing, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And tapping doesn't take away the emotions that are appropriate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and what's funny is we're talking about feeling powerless, but the point of doing an intention is to tune into our collective power. So that's why we're
Mm-hmm.
doing both pieces, the tapping to set us up, and then we can turn to the next piece. So over to you. Take us someplace great Sunday.
Thanks, Deb. Yeah, so I really love that idea of remembering their own sense of separation, because that's what it always comes down to, is that when we act from a place of separation, we think that we're finite. We think we have to be in control. We think we have to be in power. We think there's only so much, so we have to take it. And when we come from a place of knowing our oneness, our connection, then we know that it takes all of us, and that we can share our resources, and that it's through cooperation and love. And so it's helpful for me to continue to remember that they're coming from this thought of separation. And what I realize in my own practice is that when I feel that powerlessness, I'm also coming from my place of separation, of that I'm the one that's being impacted, and there's nothing I can do about it. And so what this helps us move from that place of understanding is that we are very powerful, and we do have this collective power within us, and we do have a space to be able to align with that and use that to create the field and the energy and the resources to know that that we're all okay. We're all okay. And so let's do an intention around the orderly and peaceful process in our government around the fulfilling of this position, and to know, not just, one of the things that I always in my spiritual practice is to remind us that we're not really outlining, I want this judge to be put into place, or I don't want this judge to be in place. That it's a bigger picture of, I just know that the highest and best is unfolding for us as a country, and that the Supreme Court process continues to reflect that truth, that continues to honor and respect and move us forward in a way that is healthy and good for all of us. So that kind of takes away, regardless of who gets this position, I can still hold that truth. And so, so what we'll do is we'll just kind of go within and kind of create that intention in your own mind of, if the highest and best is unfolding. And so just visualize the United States Supreme Court and its full capacity, that the person has been picked, has been selected, regardless of when or who has done the selecting. And we just hold that vision of these 9 court justices, all living from their own knowingness of their oneness, and that divine intelligence and wisdom for the highest and best is flowing through them as they make their decisions, as they listen to court cases, and that it's beyond partisanship, it's beyond their own individual minds, that this is a collective group consciousness that indeed is for the highest and best. And so just take a moment to really feel into that. How would that be if that's what we knew was taking place? And then imagine all of us, whoever is listening to this at whatever time, because we're in this one field, we all are one. So no matter when you're listening to it, imagine there are many of us. And you might imagine that we're in a circle, energetic circle, and there might be millions of us, but there's still this circle, that there's this point in the middle that we're all focusing on. And so this vision, just drop this vision that's been in your head into that circle, into that middle circle of, and just imagine just all those that are holding this vision of this very functional and powerful Supreme Court that is operating for the highest and best for each person, each individual in the United States of America, and for our country in general. And so let's just spend just a moment really feeling in to that truth, embody it. And just a moment, just 1 or 2 minutes of silence, let us just do that, however you choose. So as we continue to hold this vision, let's just recognize that there is indeed only one energy of love that moves through all things. There's one power, one presence, the allness of life that is indeed moving through each of us in this moment as we hold this vision. And so as we hold this vision, I speak for this collective field, that indeed there is a highly functioning Supreme Court within the United States of America. That this field of minds and hearts that have come together to do the good work of the United States is doing the highest and best, that it is unfolding in clarity and honor and love and hope for the good of the United States, for people's individual rights, for our collective rights, for the fair upholding of laws that are doing good, and for the clarity of when a law is not for the highest and best of all. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for knowing this truth, for holding this vision, for realizing that this collective field is a powerful presence. And so I just continue to hold this as we move throughout our time, throughout our day, in gratitude and love. And so it is.
Beautiful. Lots of energy moving there. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we hope to be back next week. That is our plan, but we will, yeah, that's our intention. And a couple of resources. One, if you want to do more tapping where you're led through tapping, I have a podcast called Tapping This Week. You can find on any of the major podcast platforms. And then if you want to find talks by Sunday, you can go to cslleesburg.org. And she also runs a Thursday meditation group, and you can find information on the CSL Leesburg website about the Thursday meditation group. Yeah, and we'll put this up on the Facebook page, and please share it with people who you think might benefit from spending half an hour doing some tapping, and in this case, intentioning. Yeah, and what a powerful intention. I'll run a transcript and pull out some of the words from what you said Sunday and put it as a link and a comment on the post as well.
Great.
So,
Thank you.
All right, until next week, right?
Next
All
week.
right.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.